Let's look at the best available for the Vikings on day 2. All right, welcome back to Onebar and Lupagus show. I'm Onebar. I found Lupagus. He finally woke up from his little nap, and we are ready. We got 10 top available Viking targets for day 2.
It's still early. But yes, lots of great players still on the board. Some surprising players still on the board, and we're going to hit on all of those before we do. Be sure to subscribe and like and comment on the vids. Feels so good when you hit that subscribe button.
Yeah, it's good. 10,000 subs, baby. A lot to talk about. You know what? Vikings don't pick till 87 as of now, but they could very well trade up for one of these guys.
They could. And you know what? Look at the way the draft board fell yesterday. We have players falling down. Joey Porter. I mean, there's guys who fell way down we never expected. It could happen again tonight.
Happens every year. But let's go. And this is kind of in order, but kind of not. You got to start off with the main one. Joey freaking Porter, the guy I wanted at 23 so damn bad, still there. What the hell?
Yeah, there was no real reason given. I mean, there was a little bit. I think I heard the lack of stats or something was mentioned during the draft, but you look at his length, you look at his size, look at the bloodlines. I mean, this guy was one of these picks that you were hoping would fall to 23, one of these, living on a prayer kind of picks. You're just hoping and praying he slides down there, and he slid there, and he just kept going. And it's one of the shocking turns of events that happened last night at the draft.
As soon as Forbes went, it's just like, all right, something's happening with Porter. He's going to fall. But he's going to be gone very quick. The Vikings have any chance, they got to trade way the hell up to get him because he's going to be gone quick. And again, these are Viking targets. These aren't just like the best available.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's go to the other one that fell. Will Levis. Will Levis still on the board again, a guy that I think will be gone pretty damn quick.
Yeah, there's already talks on Twitter that teams are calling up to trade up for Will Levis at 32. So, this is what it comes back to. He didn't go to the Senior Bowl. He had supposedly the weird interviews, the bad production last year, the horrible decision-making, that 2-to-1 touchdown interception ratio. All these things that were negatives apparently were true. The smoke was real. I think Will Levis turned a lot of teams off.
Well, I think the big thing is the toe injury now. They're saying that seems to be the big thing. I don't it was kind of painful watching him in the green room. Hopefully he gets picked real quick. Yeah. I am instantly a Will Levis fan. I want this guy, whoever he goes, to absolutely light shit up.
Suddenly he was there so long, he got a new girlfriend during the whole time. Did you see that?
No, I didn't. Maybe it was a sister.
No, not the way they're sitting.
Oh, Lupagus, you pervert. All right, third one. Brian Branch. Brian Branch still there. A guy the Vikings were definitely sniffing around.
Yeah, and this was always, he was always kind of thought to be a late first. So this isn't overly shocking to see, but he's just such a solid prospect, and you can do so many things with him. He's a perfect fit for this defense that Brian Flores wants to run. He can play in the slot. He can play in the safety. He can come up and hit. He's a safe pick, and he's still on the board, and someone's going to steal here in round 2.
I thought Branch could have been one of those guys that just sneakily goes at like also 14 or something. But Hendon Hooker, a guy that I actually think might actually go before Will Levis at this point. But top 2 quarterbacks after these guys are gone, it's a pretty steep fall. So Hendon Hooker, teams will be looking to get up and get him.
Yeah, I mean, we saw Emmanuel Forbes go. We saw Jahmyr Gibbs go 12. I always thought that Hendon Hooker could be that guy who shockingly was early. It didn't happen, so the concerns about probably his injury are the big things here, I think. So
I don't know if it's so much the concerns. It's just a lot of teams just took some weird players, pushing some of these guys back.
They did, and the teams that needed quarterbacks later opted to go in other directions. So again, day 2, I don't expect him to last very long tonight. I think he probably goes in the first 20 picks, but we'll see. I mean, maybe Hendon Hooker continues to slide.
Malik Willis. Yeah. And the big thing is, I was watching the NFL Network this morning. I can't remember who said it, but once these teams see other people passing on like a Levis and Hooker, they're like, oh shit, what is going on? Like then they start second guessing themselves. So who knows? Keon White, another guy that was in the green room that the Vikings definitely talked to, is still there and fills a big old need.
Yeah, I mean, the Vikings have to address this defense. Keon White, I was kind of surprised when he was invited to the green room. I mean, he was never a surefire first rounder. And, if I'm a guy, I'm not taking that invite if I know I'm not going to maybe go in the first round. But he did. Maybe he got some good food or whatever. But explosive player, big size. He can come eat you up. I do like me some Keon White, and he can get the 87, but hell of a prospect there.
Hey, one of these guys on this list could very well fall to pick 87 after what we saw yesterday. And if I was even projected to be like a 5th round pick and they invited me, I'd be there. I'd be sitting on
there
that
for 3 days.
Get a lot of camera time. Everybody feeling bad for me. I like it. Julius Brents, one of my favorites. Big corner. I mean, after the Vikings go wide receiver in round 1, I mean, it's got to be almost a must. They go with the best defensive player in round 3 or wherever they end up picking first in day 2. And Julius Brents is the dream scenario.
Yeah, big size on this one. Physical player, come up and smack you in the mouth. Julius Brents. Yeah, I mean, you look at the corner gone. There's some other corners that are still out there. You got Cam Smith, Tyreek Stevenson, Joey Porter still there. They could slide Julius Brents down, and him getting 87 is not unrealistic.
Kind of, but it's a nice dream. I like to think about it today. I'm gonna think about it a lot if you'd let me.
I'm not going to.
Trenton Simpson, linebacker. I still don't think they're gonna go linebacker, but if he somehow was there, too tasty, freak.
And again, like Brian Branch, so versatile. I mean, this guy could play safety, he can come up on the line, he can drop into coverage, he can play traditional linebacker. Just a Swiss Army knife type of player who I wouldn't have been shocked if some team would have took him, anywhere from 25 to 31 last night, but it didn't happen. So Trenton Simpson does fall to 2nd round. And this, like you said, linebacker, not the biggest need, but he's not your traditional linebacker.
I think a linebacker, maybe it's not Simpson, like a Drew Sand. One of these linebackers of this next group, tier 2, is going to be there in round 3. We see it every year. Danae Henley, Benton, the defensive lineman from Wisconsin, the big beefy nose tackle. I'm going to be very curious where this guy goes because every year we see these nose tackles just slide. Same with Siaki Ika.
Yeah, I mean, you look who went last night, Branch, Smith, Cansey, Brissy, I mean. So then, I mean, Benton is the next one up. So whatever team needs a D lineman, I mean, it could be he actually could go fairly early tonight.
Yes, he could. Tyreek Stevenson, a guy I already mentioned, another cornerback in that second group. We know what he does. Tough as shit. It would be wonderful if he's there, but a lot of these are dreams. Yeah, I hate not having a round 2 pick.
God, this is when you got to pay the price for having TJ Hawkinson.
Yeah, no, you're right. I got to think positive because Hawkinson is the best 2nd round pick today, so we got him. And the last one, got to put Drew Sanders on there. Again, like Simpson, kind of that tier 2 linebacker, absolute freak, rock, and get to the quarterback. Is he a 3-down linebacker? Not sure, but in round 3, would love everything about it.
Yeah, if Drew Sanders fell around 3, I would fill him with trousers.
Well, so out of these guys, most realistic guy that you think would actually still, if we stick at 87, of any of these guys, who would be there?
Yeah, I'm going to go of these guys. I think maybe Tyreek Stevenson has the best chance of sliding down.
I think, I'll say Drew Sanders, but I wouldn't be surprised at this point. I won't be surprised if any of these guys are there.
Yeah, I'm not expecting any to be there, but if any are, I'll be very excited. Yeah, heck yeah.
Today, I do predict some weird ass picks in round 2, ones that we're gonna get very excited. Like, holy shit, I can't believe that guy just went, and it's gonna be exciting. But we got a lot of videos coming at you today.
Oh yeah, yep, absolutely. It's Draft Friday. We'll be hot and heavy, pumping out content. So be sure to keep checking back. And remember this: tears do not fall in space.